This is Kathy Chase. As I said, all these people do is look for ways to kill innocent people, meaning me and my children. There are only two types of altars. One is marriage, and one is like a cult sacrifice altar where I don't know, where they sacrifice humans or depending on where you're at in the world. There are some tribes that have cult sacrifice type methods around the world, and I don't kill people, and neither do my children. There's only two types of altars that I can think of right now. Well, there's ACAN, and there's altar recycling, and then there's I don't know. There's as I said, the rainbow stuff all over social services places and their shapes, and all over them, and that's off of South Street. As I said, there's only two types of altars, and then one is cult sacrifice and one is marriage. Well, they can't use divorce court and a state of Nebraska courtroom. They can't use divorce court or social services for me as an offering for cult sacrifice, because that's what they're trying to do. Whether they're trying to use, I think they're trying to use the Catholic Church with the spiral staircase, and so forth. I don't know if they're probably using cult lyrics from the band The Cult as well. So they're trying to make me some sort of offering to their cult, because they have backwards relationships, because the whole thing with Stairway to Heaven being played backwards, something about satanic messages, which I think Led Zeppelin or Robert Plant would refuse those things, because I don't know what the record company did, or there was some sort of scenario with Stairway to Heaven, where people had made the comment that playing Stairway to Heaven backwards had cult, devil, Satan worship messages. These people in their backwards relationships, where they've tried to cover them up, Shannon and Rob and Kim and Rob. They've tried to cover that up when everybody in Lincoln, Nebraska very well knows of their backwards intentions, because I had Autumn a couple years ago. I had no intentions to get divorced. I don't believe in their practices of getting married for 20 years and getting divorced. I don't believe in cult sacrifice of humans and children. And as I said, the Vatican, Duncan Aviation is in the northwest corner of Lincoln, and they were trying to use a triangle-shaped military-based funeral flag. You know how they fold the corners of the flag into a triangle shape whenever there's a fallen soldier or a fallen police officer. And as I said, they're very sick. They're trying to conduct cult sacrifice. I think more along the lines of the Catholic Church, because of the church on the street in which the Catholic Social Services, or the diocesan place there on the corner near Southeast High School, and then there's a Catholic church about a block down where Jody Pfeiffer, Pfeifer, was married. My oldest sister. I'm the youngest of three girls, and you know, I don't know. I don't believe in your cult methods and your cult ideals to sacrifice humans at a certain age, because you're obviously crazy. And a divorce court or social services in which you plan, because it's all the rainbow colors are all over it. I guess the Serpent and the Rainbow, because that was a cult movie, a very scary movie where they bury people alive and do like sacrifices of humans in that movie. As I said, the Wizard of Oz, the yellow brick road, the spiral there, okay? It's a spiral road. Wizard of Oz. And then you've got the Vatican with the spiral. And then they think Duncan Aviation has something to do with the Vatican. A vat is a different thing. A vat is like a deep fat fryer. And, you know, they're crazy people. They're trying to think that they can use divorce court or social services to kill me when everybody knows that they're out of their minds because they don't know how to help people. All they know how to do is hurt people and kill people, obviously. They have never, ever done anything to help me. Never. They use trickery, which is also evil, to make me famous, and they want to say I'm nobody, you know, with the Catholic Church, I suppose, and nuns, or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. So I find this is really sick. You know, the level of maturity, there's none. The level of responsibility, there's none. Government employees can only be responsible for themselves, and nobody else can be responsible for their actions and their behaviors, and which are unconstituted and immoral, improper, unethical, inhumane, and just plain vile. You're just vile people with your cult ideals, and you have serious mental illness. You should be locked up for a long time. You've got mental illnesses in which people like this should not be running around, you know, especially in government. That's what's scary. People in government with these type of ideas. That's scary. Cult sacrifices in courtrooms, divorce court, social services, you're out of your mind. If Lincoln, Nebraska thinks there's anything normal about that, and there's anything normal about backwards relationships for people that weren't bright enough to get together to begin with, they're a little slow. Yeah, they're a little slow. They're a little crazy. You know, and then you had to bring my 3 children into this because you couldn't get together in the first place because you're crazy out of your minds. You plan to exploit me purposely with this whole nun theory because I used to talk about women in their sexual prime, and then you got primetime TV, and you got priming in postal equipment, and then you got priming in lawnmowers and machines. They're insane, and you know, as far as I'm going to talk about this again, the No Quarter song by Led Zeppelin was written 1 year before I was even born in 1972. No Quarter is not about murder in my life. It has nothing to do with me because it was written before I was born, and they made this game up based on old music that has nothing to do with me. I'm not the rock star in the Pink Floyd The Wall. That is a guy, and you know, that was a long time ago. A guy rock star. I'm not a guy rock star. You know, I don't think they won't play The Wall on the TV. And as I said, these people are crazy. They're trying to commit a cult sacrifice of me and my children using the Serpent and the Rainbow movie and Rosemary's Baby, and old cult classics, because they're monsters. As I said, they're just off the wall crazy. I noticed I started wearing Vans after Rob did, because Rob had always wore Vans because they're skating shoes. And then the Van Dorn, and then the people who bought the Beckner home, the Van Ackermans, and then they plan things based on people who bought old properties. The Van Ackermans and Robert Sides bought the Quail Ridge home. And then Van Dorn, the flag of Van Dorn, which is next to Southeast as well. There's Scott Street, and there's, and so forth. Pawnee, Oto, leads right up to the door, leads right up to the front. I'm not playing door games with you. You're out of your minds, and I'm not playing cult sacrifice with you because you're nuts.